Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel again today. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, there's a report come in this morning saying that go slow Keir, as I'm going to call him today, because you can't get much slower than Keir Starmer at the moment on when it comes to this. He's actually decided he's going to tighten up the rules on ministers or MPs receiving gifts from people, whether it's businesses or rich people that are donors within within different parties. So he's going to tighten up the rules. So he's got aggro for months, and he's finally decided to actually do something about it. Okay, now what's he doing about it? Well, to be honest, I hate to say it, he ain't doing a lot. When you take into account, he's already had to pay back £6,000 himself with all the gifts and hospitality he's received since he's been Prime Minister. And what's he been Prime Minister for? What? About 4 months? Okay, you know, due to all the clothes he's received and you know, like Taylor Swift tickets for him and his wife. So he has decided that he is going to tighten up the rules. Okay, and unlike under the old regime, okay, they'd normally put it out like every quarter of what every MP's received. You know, whether it's a case of, you know, let's say for instance, you know, I'm a Nottingham Forest supporter. You know, say for instance, I received tickets to Nottingham Forest. I have to declare it. So anything you receive, you have to declare. Okay, as long as it's over a certain floor limit, and at the moment I can't find what the floor limit is, but it's not a lot of money. To be honest, it's not a lot of money. Okay, so basically everything has to be declared. Okay, and like I said, under the old regime, if it was a case that it'd have to be released every 3 months, so every quarter. Now they're going to do it where they're going to release what every single MP receives every single month. So we're going to be able to scrutinise every MP on, you know, as a lot of people like to say, well, I'm not going to say they're on the fiddle or anything, but how to get what they can get at the end of that. Okay, so that's going to be released. Also, they're going to announce what MPs are renting out their own properties, because if most people don't know, if you look at the previous Prime Ministers, David Cameron, when he was Prime Minister, rented out his own home. When Theresa May was Prime Minister, she had a flat in central London. Because she lived at 10 Downing Street, she rented out that flat. I'm sure she got a pretty penny for it. Keir Starmer, his main home is what, in North London? I know he's the MP for in North London. Okay. He's currently renting out that house, earning a pretty penny off it, I'm sure. I know it's not exactly cheap, you know, it's not cheap where I live. Okay, on the south coast, down here by on Solent. So because he's living at 10 Downing Street, okay, he's renting out his current home. So they're going to release information like that. Now the question is, should they? And has he been quick enough on this? Well, number one, they shouldn't be getting anything. They earn enough money. You know, every MP is on the best part of £90,000 a year. You know, so if we're talking about, for instance, a football ticket. Now, the average football ticket at a Premier League game, you're looking at what, 40, 50 quid? If a MP can't afford 40 to 50 quid to go and see a football match, I would question where their money's going. If they want a hospitality ticket, you know, I know, because I looked into getting a hospitality ticket for my daughter. Now, my daughter, unfortunately, and I do feel sorry for her. You know, she is 7 years old and she's a Leeds supporter. Nobody's perfect, so I do feel a bit sorry for her. You know, she could support a better team. You know, so all them Leeds support, all the Leeds supporters are going to come hating me. I do apologise, but she is a Leeds supporter. Now, minimum price. Now, obviously, you're talking about Championship. Okay, for a hospitality ticket at Leeds United, it's about £100. Okay, so even an MP should be able to afford a hospitality ticket. And if they can't, I question why. What are they doing with all their money that they can't afford a hospitality ticket? You know, and it's the same for a concert. You know, if they want to go and see Taylor Swift, you know, I think the Taylor Swift tickets that they're getting like £2,000. You know, so if they can't afford that, God knows what they're doing with their money. You know, because the Prime Minister, he's earning the best part of 140, 150 grand, if not even more than that. You know, so there's a big question of why he cannot afford to pay for his own hospitality tickets, and he needs to take a freebie. There's a big question mark over that. So there's no argument for that. Now, if you take a look at his suits, now I appreciate suits for men can be expensive, especially if you're going down Savile Row. You know, I used to work in the sales industry, and I used to sell packaging to one of the tailors down Savile Row. So I understand how expensive suits can be down there. You know, because you can be looking at 4 or 5 grand on average prices for a suit. You know, so top end, you know, I'd cringe at how much it's going to cost. It doesn't mean you have to be buying the most expensive suit and relying on one of your donors to provide you with the suits, which are probably going to cost you the best part of 10 grand. You don't have to do that. There's nothing wrong with going to one of the high streets and potentially picking up a suit for, I don't know, 150 quid. You know, there's plenty of other shops where you can go and get the big designer brands and pick one up for 300-400 quid. You know, and trust me, they're really comfortable. You know, I know personally myself, I've tried them on. You know, so the next question is, one, what's he doing with his money if he can't afford to go and do this? And the second question is, did he move on it quick enough? And it's a fundamental answer, and it's so easy. No, he didn't. So he's going to end up going from, as a lot of the mainstream media calling him three-tier Keir, he's going to go slow Keir, because, you know, it's a good job that we're not at risk of having to go to war, you know, whether it's against Russia in Ukraine or what's going on in the Middle East to do with Israel and them wanting to fight half of the Middle East at the moment. Because it'll take him 6 months to make a decision on it. You know, and this ain't a case of me wanting to do the good old bash up on Keir Starmer, you know, because as I do like to mow, as my wife and kids tell me on a regular basis, you know, he should have moved on this straight away. As soon as he found out that there was a problem with MPs, primarily 2 MPs taking ridiculous sums, and then since they've come into power, certain MPs on the Labour benches, and I won't mention names, you know, right rawly taking the mick, he should have moved on it straight away. You know, especially when he was quick enough to bash Boris Johnson for getting a bit of wallpaper and re-wallpapering the flat at 10 Downing Street. There was nothing stopping him. First day in office, right, we're going to change this and we're going to do something about it. And what's he done? He's made himself look like an absolute, complete and utter moron by trying to take as much as he humanly possibly can. And as the old saying goes, You live by the sword, you die by the sword, and that's exactly what's happening, because he ain't bothered to do what is actually right and sorting it out. Now, has he actually really sorted it out? No, he hasn't, because the one thing that he should have done is said, right, all MPs, no freebies. You want to go to see an England match, you don't go and take it off the FA unless you're in an official capacity. Okay, then you can be invited along. Otherwise, you bloody pay for it yourself. You want to go to the Olympics? Are you in an official capacity? No, you pay for it yourself. You want to go to a concert? You're in official capacity? No reason that you should be. Say, for instance, Oasis going to be on tour next year. Is there any reason an MP needs to be there in an official capacity? No. You bloody pay for it yourself. You earn enough money. You get paid enough. Very few MPs nowadays are just drawing salary based on their wage they get as an MP at the end of the day. You know, so there's no reason whatsoever, any MP whatsoever needs to be taking freebies. So the rule should be, unless you're actually in a physical official capacity on that day and you need to be there for an official capacity, you pay for it out of your own bloody pocket. Now, I think I've probably sworn enough. I'm probably going to get sued for some of the things I've just said. You know, so we'll see what happens. You know, so let us know what you personally think. You know, put a comment down below if you think I'm wrong. I don't think I am wrong on this one. I think a lot of people are probably going to agree with me. Okay, do please put a comment down below. Okay, if you are new to the channel, obviously please do subscribe. I do apologise for the Christmas jumper. You know, my daughter asked me to wear it today, so that's the reason. I know everybody's going to say, why on earth are you wearing a Christmas jumper? That is the reason. Okay, but for now, thanks for listening, and we'll speak to you again a bit later.